Hello, hello. I hope everyone is having a good day or night wherever they are. My name is Bridget Parker and I cover all things true crime here on YouTube, Periscope and DLive. Speaking of which, let me pull up the restream so that we can see what everyone is saying. Welcome in everyone. So today's stream is going to be a little different. I felt like some of us might need a little pick me up. Some of us are probably not used to being isolated, so I thought we would do something different and do some true crime trivia. So here we go. Hey Samantha, hey Zoe Bug Pickles, hey Sandra. I hope you guys are having a good day or night. I'm doing well. I'm excited to do this. I wanted to do something different. So we're going to test our knowledge. I've been looking at the questions and hey Jazzy J, how are you? I've been looking at the questions and I don't think I'm going to know a lot of the answers. So this will be good. This will be good to see what we all know about true crime. A lot of it's obviously historical cases and that's kind of more that I'm interested in. I'm interested in you know, the heavy hitters and things like that. Hey Anne-Marie, hey Ivor, how are you guys? I have a bit of a sore throat, so I'll probably be pausing a lot to have drinks. But I thought, yeah, we should do something different. I know that some people aren't used to being isolated. Personally, I am. I'm so used to it. I haven't left the house since January, and tomorrow I have to leave the house because of the world. Hey Emily, hey Lady Pegasus, because of the world sort of ending and everyone sort of panic buying. People like me who are who have to stay home because of health, our supplies obviously dwindle, and I did an order for things for the bunnies that they need, and I did it on the 11th and it hasn't even left the warehouse, so I have to go and get supplies tomorrow. I have to make an hour-long trip, which is not going to be good for me health-wise, but it's fine. I'll do anything I need to for the bunnies. Hey Kanga Blue. So does everyone have is everyone all stocked up? Does everyone have things that they think that they can do for the next couple of weeks whilst we're all sort of stuck inside? I was thinking about doing a stream or a video where, hey Jack's mom, how are you feeling? I was thinking of doing a stream where we just create a list of things to do. I personally am always at home, so I know how to entertain myself, and I thought maybe I could actually be of use now and I could actually help you guys with suggestions of things to do. I don't know, let me know what you think. Yeah, so Jack's mom's been very, very sick, so and having trouble, I think, getting tested, so we're all thinking of her and hoping she feels better soon. Really soon. Crazy, crazy, crazy. You have to go shopping tomorrow morning? Ugh. Please take a mask with you if you have one. I have a mask that I'm going to be using all the time whenever I go out, which is like, I have to go out tomorrow, but literally it's just driving to someone's home, picking up hay and litter for the bunnies, which then I'll be stocked up for a while. That's all I have to do. But then next week, I've just spoken to my doctor actually. Anyone who's chronically ill, just a quick tip. I just rang my doctor's office and he called me back and I said, I don't think it's safe for me to come in because of the high risk. And he said, absolutely. He can fax off all of my scripts. One script he can't. So I have to just run in and pick it up. So I'm going to wear a mask. I'm going to wear some protective eyewear. That sounds really over the top, but the eyes really do absorb a lot of germs. So yeah, anyone who has medications that they need and you are someone who's high risk, try ringing your doctor first and asking if they'll allow you to pick up scripts instead of waiting, 10, 15 minutes more at the doctor's office with people around. Like, honestly, that's just not, for some people, it's not recommended at all, of course. The things we do for our fur babies, Anne-Marie. Yes, Samantha Jane. So Samantha has to for 12 weeks. That's crazy. We will get through this together, though. That's the beauty of social media. Like, we can get through this together. You know, we won't have as much isolation socially because we have the internet and we can chat to each other. I think in a couple of days I'm going to do a live where I open up the phone lines and we can all just chit chat. It doesn't have to just be about crime, but I think we all just want to come together and realize we're all in this together. Oh, that's amazing, Samantha Jane. Cancelled all your appointments. Smart, Jazzy J. Yeah, the April 2nd, but at least you've got a little time to prepare and to have a think of ways that you can implement that, Zoe, so that you stay safe. Some places deliver prescriptions. Yep. Renga says, I'm more worried about my animals than I am myself, especially my boy who recently started medication. Scary stuff indeed. Yeah. I want to do a little bit more research about the coronavirus and animals. And obviously, so coronavirus comes from an animal. I don't know whether is it transmittable to other animals? I got to think about my bunnies. I was actually thinking, so I am strongly considering fostering rescue rabbits, but I don't know. I mean, they probably need it more than ever right now, but I don't know if I can do that because I can't get like enough fresh veggies and stuff, so I don't know whether it's the right time or should I do it because they probably need it more than ever. I don't know. I'm just thinking about that. Yeah, having friends online is awesome. I mean, for me personally, being chronically ill, I don't see any friends. A lot of my friends sort of just abandoned me when I got sick. So I don't have friends that come over and chat because if you don't go out with them and do stuff with them, they get sort of get over being friends with you. So most of my friends are online, and I actually love that because I have friends all over the world. Like, a lot of you are overseas, and it's awesome to be able to talk to people everywhere, all over the world. So let's get started with some true crime trivia. I want to know. So unfortunately, I can't offer any prizes or anything. I don't think you're allowed to do that on YouTube. But maybe if this is successful and everyone has fun, we can do it another time and I can offer prizes in our Facebook group or something like that. I'm actually going to make a prize, like a giveaway for the Facebook group in the next week anyway, just for fun. A special little thing that I'm going to hand make. So definitely go join the Facebook group. Let me see, speaking of which, if Streamlabs is working. They say not dogs. This particular strain doesn't transfer between humans and dogs, cats. Hey, Audra, how are you? Samantha Jane, do you have someone that can help you get groceries and things like that? I heard today that the dog pounds up here on coast are falling out for foster cares as they have to close the pounds. Okay, I might call the foster then with the bunnies and see if I can help. I would actually foster a dog, but I don't know whether that's safe with the bunnies. Yes, there was a shooting yesterday, guys, near me. Now, I was going to do a stream about it, but I didn't think people would be interested because if you're not in America, it doesn't really make sense. But it was huge news. It was all over the news. A guy opened fire and we had an active shooter. It was about 10-15 minutes from me, closer to someone else who's in the chat, but I'm not going to say that unless they say it. I don't want to share that if they're not comfortable, but it was closer to someone else who's in this chat. Okay, yeah, Lady Pegasus just said it. It was closer to Lady Pegasus than me. But so shots were being fired. This never happens, guys. Rarely happens. Shots were being fired. Everyone had to stay inside. A man was killed. A 20-year-old was killed. 2 others were wounded. But within a short amount of time, they actually had the shooter in custody, which was amazing because this could have been really, really bad. They had specialist helicopters flying in and everything. So it happened in the suburb of Wyong. It's a pretty dodgy suburb. What I mean is, I don't think Americans use the word dodgy. Dicey, I think, is the equivalent. But it was pretty crazy because this doesn't happen. I mean, it's happening more frequently, but just think about the fact that our gun laws are pretty strict. So yes, it was at a house. It was at I don't have confirmation, but the general consensus is that it was a housing commission home. I actually worked in that area when I was 17, and I worked in a childcare center in that area, and I left after 3 days. The area was so rough. The childcare center across the road was a bottle shop, so there were just drunks outside the bottle shop, and they were in hearing distance from the children. It was bad. But so we had a shooting yesterday. You say sketchy? Yeah. Sketchy. Yeah, dodgy. We say dodgy. Oh, that looks a bit dodgy. 40-year-old was charged last night. Good. So yeah, that was a bit dramatic for us. No, it wasn't random, but the thing that was scary is they kept saying everywhere active shooter, and I was like, ugh. And the thing that annoyed me the most was they're saying active shooter and they're showing video that people are taking and everyone's out on their front lawns watching. Guys, get in your houses. It's not safe. Yeah, and a Woolies employee. So Woolworths is a huge grocery store chain here. It's one of the biggest. A poor man was stabbed in a Woolies yesterday. He's okay. It wasn't life-threatening injuries, but that's just disgusting. Guys, let's all work together. Honestly, this is going to go on this is not something that's going to be finished in a week or two. This is going to go on. They're talking about months. Let's work together. All right, so let's the 20-year-old was an innocent bystander. Oh no, that's awful. I didn't know that. I know the woman that was injured was in her 40s. I think I heard she was 45. Just so wrong. So wrong. All right. So we'll move from a current crime to a old crimes. Let's work on some true crime questions. I can't give you a prize. YouTube doesn't allow that. But we can have fun together with these quizzes. So these are multiple choice. This first one is from How Stuff Works. I'm going to leave the links to all of these quizzes. I didn't create the quizzes. What I will do is, if you guys enjoy this and we have fun with this, I might create a quiz with more recent stuff. So that we can do that instead of sort of old stuff, because I know that for some people that they're interested in current true crime, and other people like have been fans of true crime for a long time, so they know about older cases as well. All right, let's get into it. So the first question, we're going with a heavy hitter straight away. Which serial killer enjoyed dressing up as a clown and working charity events? Let me pull this up on the screen for you. Window capture. So hang on, let me give you the choices. So which serial killer enjoyed dressing up as a clown and working charity events? Was it Ian Brady, Dennis Rader, or John Wayne Gacy? Which of those serial killers enjoyed dressing up as a clown and working charity events? Starting with an easy one, guys. Oh, we're starting to get some answers in. Yeah, this one's too easy. So the answer is John Wayne Gacy. He's the killer clown. Ooh, let's do what kind of guy do you attract? I need to know about that. We'd prefer serial killers, thanks. The ads. All right, so John Wayne Gacy is the answer. We are right. And his name was Pogo the Clown. Ugh. Okay. So, the St. Valentine's Day Massacre is associated with which famous criminal? Al Capone, John Dillinger Jr., or George Moran? I don't know the answer to this. I think I do, but I'm probably wrong. The St. Valentine's Day Massacre is associated with which famous criminal? Audra, we need to talk. Audra says, a friend of mine lives right next to the Gacy house. Oh my goodness. I don't remember what Gacy did with his victims. I think he did bury them. I want to go back to doing more old school stuff. I don't know about you, but I prefer that sort of stuff. Okay, so we've got mixed results. A couple of people are saying Al Capone and some are saying Dillinger. GK says a guess. Oh, we've got mixed results. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Al Capone. 1, 2, 3, 4 Dillinger. Let's put Al Capone in and see what happens. It was Al Capone. That was my guess. And it was a guess. Okay. So this question is actually going to be wrong because this might have been written after this this has happened. But the most prolific known serial killer now is Samuel Little. So which man was the most prolific known serial killer in United States history? Gary Ridgway, Jeffrey Dahmer, Paul Knowles. Isn't it? I think it might be Gary Ridgway. I'll wait and see what you guys... If in doubt, pick C. But yeah, Samuel Little is now the most prolific known serial killer in the United States. The options are Gary Ridgway, Jeffrey Dahmer, or Paul Knowles. We've got Dahmer and Ridgway. Oh, we've got... Oh, gosh. We've got such a mixed bag. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for Dahmer. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Ridgway. So let's go Dahmer. Oops, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Incorrect. The Green River Killer, Gary Ridgway, and netted at least 49 victims. Let me have a little look what Samuel Little is. He has confirmed murders and then he has a whole bunch of unconfirmed. So they're saying he has between 50 and 93 victims and 8 convictions. And he's actually working with the police at the moment to try and see if he can help solve more cases actually. Okay. Oh, this is another heavy hitter. Let me just... Okay, so in Chicago, criminal H.H. Holmes had a house in Chicago that eventually bore which nickname? The Dungeon, Murder Castle, or Fraudville? I read The Devil in the White City about H.H. Holmes. He was a monster. Yeah, he draws... So Samuel Little draws pictures of his victims and then gives it to police, and the police trying to work out who they are. They've actually made the drawings public so people can have a little look at them to see if they can identify anyone. I actually wanted to do a live about him. I've been researching him. So we've got 3 for Murder Castle, or Castle as some people call it. It's cool to me. Yeah, so I'll pop it in. It's Murder Castle. Yeah, and he's possibly responsible for hundreds of murders. If you want a good book to read, The Devil in the White City is good. It's pretty heavy, but it's also very interesting. A lot of people used to think that he was also the Ripper, but he's been ruled out. Okay, which serial killer claimed that a demonic dog commanded him to commit murder? Was it Dennis Rader, David Berkowitz, or Bobby Joe Long? Fairly certain I know the answer to. Does Bobby Joe Long have a moniker? Let me have a Google and see if he does. I know Dennis Rader's BTK. David Berkowitz is Son of Sam. Let's see if Bobby Joe Long has a moniker. Doesn't say he does. Hey Rachel, so we've got everyone saying Berkowitz. Yep. Let's add that in. Correct. And killed 6 people, known as the Son of Sam. How did the Angel of Death kill most of his elderly patients? I want to do a whole stream about Angels of Death because they're very interesting to me. He drugged them, he smothered them, he drained them of blood. And an Angel of Death is someone who works mostly in the medical profession, a doctor or nurse, who kills patients. The Lost Girls. Yeah, the Long Island serial killer. There's also a documentary series about that. I can't remember what it's called, and it was fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. Because, and Berkowitz admitted he made up the voice's defense. Ah, good fact. We should go into, there's just so much that we could do now that poor everyone's probably stuck at home. Look at the Long Island serial killer. That's very interesting. Everyone's saying that the Angel of Death drugged his patient. Yep. He drugged them. He was a nurse and he claimed he was relieving patients of suffering. That's what most of them say. And usually they slowly poison them. The Killing Fields, that's what it is, Kanga Blue. That was brilliant. I wouldn't mind watching that again. That's a really great documentary series, guys. The Killing Fields. It's about the Long Island serial killer as well as a lot of other... It sort of opens up this wide, eye-opening scenario. Okay, next question. How long did it take to exonerate the Central Park 5 of rape? That's also a very interesting case. And there's another great documentary on Netflix about the Central Park 5. So did it take 13 years, 7 years, or 5 years? You know what I was trying to find yesterday? I was trying to find the movie Split. I can't find it anywhere. I couldn't find it on any of the streaming platforms. It wasn't on Foxtel. It's on Amazon Prime, but in the US, not Australia. Honestly, could not find it anywhere. I'm going to have to buy it. So how long did it take to exonerate the Central Park 5? 13 years, 7 years, or 5 years? All right, so most people are saying 13. GK says it took forever. Amy! Hey, Amy, how are you? So let's look in 13 years. Correct. They were finally freed after being accused of attacking the famous Central Park jogger. Yeah, that was... Ooh, I don't know about this. What was the IQ of the trash bag killer who confessed to 32 murders? The trash bag killer? What? I've never heard of the trash bag killer. Did he kill with trash bags? Did he suffocate victims with trash bags? Or did he put his victims in trash bags to be found? Let's find out. I'm going to Google it. Oh, he's sometimes referred to as the freeway killer. That's why Oh, okay, but he shares that with William Bonin and Randy Kraft, so that's why they call him the trash bag. What do they call? Ew, he's gross. He would pick up and kill young male hitchhikers or young men from gay bars. He was primarily a necrophile and was generally consistent in the manner of which he murdered his victims and disposed of their remains. Gross. I've never heard of him before. He's bad. Awful. I'm going to write him down to look up. So everyone's saying 180. Okay, I've never heard of the trash bag killer. Correct. His high intelligence helped him elude capture for years. Okay. William Herons became famous for leaving messages written in what? Lipstick, blood, or feces? Ugh. Gross, guys. Gross. Hope it's lipstick. I don't think it's lipstick. It could be lipstick. Don't want it to be. Let's not go with C for this one. What do we think, guys? Lipstick, blood, lipstick. If the answer isn't feces and they've put it in there, whoever wrote this quiz is sick. Most people are saying lipstick. Let's put lipstick in and see what happens. Shall we? Oh, it was correct. One message told the cops to catch him before he killed again. Ooh. Here we go. This one's an easy one. Serial killer Ted Bundy once worked at which organization? A funeral home, a suicide prevention hotline, or a heart hospital? Where did serial killer Ted Bundy once work? I'll give you a clue. It's where he met Anne Rule. That's also another great book to read during isolation, The Stranger Beside Me. Samantha says that he's known as the lipstick killer. David Herons. Okay, William, sorry, duh. Cool. I did not know that. So what are we thinking for Ted Bundy? He had a really fascinating life, actually. You should read the Anne Rule books, A Stranger Beside Me. Anne Rule does rule. But a list of all the books of hers I want to read. So we've got a couple of people saying heart hospital and a couple of people saying suicide prevention. I wonder if a funeral home, someone who worked in a funeral home ever was a serial killer. That would be interesting. I'm sure there has been. But serial killer Ted Bundy worked at a suicide prevention hotline, which is just strange. So strange. And that's where he met Anne Rules. And that's why she didn't think that he was the serial killer, because she saw a compassionate side of him. Probably either. Alright, next question. Sharon Tate was murdered by which criminal? Technically this is completely wrong, but I'm going to reword it. Sharon Tate... Oh no, that's going to give it away. Never mind. Mira Hindley, Charles Manson, or Jeffrey Dahmer? But that question's completely wrong. What do we think? We've got one for Manson. Oh, they're all pouring in for Manson. John H says Myra Hindley. So let me just double check. Fact checks. Doesn't give the answer. Kanga Blue says, I've just realized I have a head full of useless trivia. No, Manson wasn't with the group of people. I don't think if I remember who did it. Or was it Myra Hindley? No, it wasn't Myra Hindley. Let's put Charles Manson in and see what happens. Yeah, correct. See, it's completely wrong. I'm trying to read who actually, because whenever I refer to it, I just say the Manson family killed Sharon Tate. It was either Tex Watson, Susan Atkins, Linda Casbian, or Patricia Krenwinkel. Can't remember which one though. And I can't find it. Here we go. This might have it. Doesn't have it. In the house, Tate pleaded to be allowed to live long enough to give birth and offered herself as a hostage in an attempt to save the life of her unborn child, but Atkins or Watson or both murdered her, so they don't actually know. So it was either Susan Atkins or Tex Watson. And they stabbed her 16 times. Okay, moving on. How many people have been named as Jack the Ripper suspects? Was it 100, 200, or 300? Yes, hey Fred, we're all happy to see Amy. So if you're looking for a good book to read about the Manson family, Helter Skelter by Vincent Bugliosi is really good. He was the lead prosecutor on the case. John H says the Manson family isn't that Morticia and Uncle Fester and such. That's the Addams family. The Manson family is a group of kind of followers who followed Manson and were kind of brainwashed by him and killed for him. So we're having mixed answers with this one. We've got a couple saying, 2 saying 300, 3 saying 100. I don't actually know. I know that there's been so many though. 1, 2. So we've got 2 for 300. 1, 2. Most are saying the majority is 200. So we'll do 200. Wrong, 100. Okay, I thought it was more than that. I'm actually shocked. Oh, you were joking. Okay. Ooh, Helter Skelter was your first true crime book. That's a pretty good first true crime book. Okay, Metal Fang. I don't know who this is. Was a serial killer known for what? His kennels full of vicious dogs, his white metal teeth, or his pet wolf? I'm going to quickly Google him. Oh my god, he looks scary. Still alive. He was known as Metal Fang. Or the Man Eater. Oh my god. Okay. So his name, I cannot pronounce it. Nikolai, I can pronounce. Just Hemlik, I cannot pronounce it. He's Russian. He's 67. He killed and cannibalized at least 9 people, targeting mainly women in the Almaty area, and it is believed he killed more until his arrest. He was declared insane and imprisoned in a mental hospital until escaping in 1989, but was recaptured 2 years later and is currently serving his sentence. Never heard of him before. So what are we thinking? Everyone's thinking teeth. Okay, let's do teeth. His white metal teeth. Correct. He was also a cannibal. Yeah, we just learnt that. Wow. I'm going to start writing these people down. Let me get a pen. Pen. So who was the first one? The who was the first person that I said I wanted to look up? This is why I need to write things down. And then I'm going to write down Metal Fang. Oh, it wasn't the lipstick killer, but I'm going to write him down. Oh, that's going to annoy me. Hang on, let me go back up and look at the questions again. Trash bag killer. Okay. All right. How did the giggling granny kill numerous members of her family? Oh my gosh. Never heard of the giggling granny. The giggling granny. Did she kill her family members with poison, a knife, or a car? I don't know the answer, but I am going to guess. My guess is going to be poison. Yeah. Put him on our pen pal list? Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, yes. Right to metal. Yes, thanks guys. I hate that there's a delay. Yeah, everyone's saying poison. She killed 11 family members, including 4 husbands. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm writing her down too. I do love looking at older crimes. I think because we don't sort of tend to see serial killers and things this day, so it's crazy how they sort of get away with it. Ivor says that she tickled them to death. John Dillinger escaped from jail using what object? A sharpened toothbrush, a wooden gun, or a key? Four husbands, though. I mean, wouldn't the 4th husband be like, oh yeah, the last 3 died? Oh, of course, Rachel. What do we think he escaped with? I don't actually know. I'm going to guess a sharpened toothbrush. Women serial killers never get a mention, do they? No, I guess there's not as many of them. Well, everyone's saying gun though. Okay, we'll put gun in. He supposedly whittled the gun himself. Interesting. Cool. Guess I was thinking more movie-esque with the sharpened toothbrush. Billy the Kid was said to have killed 27 people, but in reality probably killed how many? 8, 3, or 1? They love to do that, don't they? Such narcissists say that they've killed more than they have. Billy the Kid was said to have killed 27 people, but in reality, how many did he probably kill? 8, 3, or 1? There's so many killers that do that. I think they've been saying that Todd Colehep's been saying the same thing. So we've got 1, 3, 3, 3, 1, 8, 1, 3, 3. All right, let's go with 3. Wrong. 8. Oh my gosh. He was eventually hunted down and shot to death. Oh my gosh. Wow. 8's still a lot though. That's up there. Wow. Okay. Which serial killer kept victims' head in his freezer? Jeffrey Dahmer, the Casanova killer, Jeffrey Dahmer, or BTK? Which serial killer kept victims' head in his freezer? Ugh. Not a good visual. Let me Google the Casanova killer. That's Paul John Knowles. They had 20 to 35 victims, the Casanova. Yep, so everyone's saying Dahmer. Yep, he reportedly kissed and had conversations with the heads. I'm just going to move along because that's just... How did Andre Iho kill 43 people at a school in 1927? Firebomb machine gun. I've never heard of this. Let me know in the comments, guys, if you know who this is. I'm going to quickly Google and see and find out. So he's American? Nope. He doesn't come up. Someone else comes up. That's really weird. Someone else comes up and is a killer. Okay, that's really weird. It comes up as Andrew. So maybe they've got his name wrong. Well, that's annoying. So everyone's saying fire. Or bomb. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for bomb. Fire, we've got 1, 2, 3. Let's do bomb. Is correct. So his victims included 38 children. So he was an American farmer and treasurer of his township school board, who killed his wife and 43 other people, including 38 children, and injured 58 people by setting off bombs in the Bath school disaster on May 18th, 1927. He committed suicide near the school by detonating dynamite in his truck, causing an explosion which killed several other people and wounded more. He had early set off incendiary devices in his house and farm, destroying all the buildings, as well as killing 2 horses and other farm animals. Crazy. He was 55 at the time. Wow, I'd never heard of that. Okay, Ted Kaczynski earned which name for himself? The Unabomber, El Chapo, or Scarface? Yeah, I can't believe I hadn't heard of this Andrew guy. Andrew Kehoe. It says Andre on the quiz, but that's wrong. Do that to children. Either. Oh. Okay, so everyone is saying the Unabomber. Ted Kaczynski earned which nickname for himself? The Unabomber, El Chapo, or Scarface? The Unabomber. Easy one. He mailed homemade bombs to numerous people before being nabbed. Oh, I love the use of the word nabbed. Okay, I don't know anything about this one. What prison sentence did Luis Garrido? I'm very bad with names with my brain fog. Garavito received for murdering 39 boys in Colombia. I find with people's names, I can't, my head can't get the letters together. It's weird. Don't apologize, Ivor. It was hilarious. So what prison sentence did he receive? 30 years, 30 life sentences, or death? 139 boys in Colombia. That's beyond words. He's also known as La Bestia. Wow. Oh gosh, he raped and tortured the boys. That's awful. His victims could exceed over 300. He's alive, guys. He's alive. He's 63. Oh my gosh. Everyone thinks he got 30 years. Do people say death? He's also known as the Monster of Genova. I have heard of the Monster of... I have heard that. Known in Colombia as the monster of the Andes, as the world's... So hang on, let me say that again. The Guinness Book of Records lists another Colombian, Pedro Alonso Lopez, known in Colombia as the monster of the Andes, as the largest scale serial killer of modern times. However, in terms of the numbers by confirmed victims, Garavito tops the list, followed by Lopez. He may be the largest scale serial killer of modern times. I've never heard of him. So, I don't know if I want to write to him. He's still alive, killed 100. Yeah, I can't believe he's still alive. So he didn't get death. Oh, I spoiled it. Oh well. So a lot of people are saying 30 years. I'll pop 30 years in, but it certainly isn't. It's... Huh? That's not what it says here. It says 1,853 years in prison, reduced to 22 years for collaboration and the prohibition of life imprisonment in Colombia. What the hell? Hang on, let's go back. How the hell can you go from 1,853 years to 22 years? That's why I was going to say 30 life sentences. Oh my gosh. Well, okay. I cannot believe this. Oh my god, guys. He is scheduled to be released in 2021. We're not writing to him. I cannot believe that. I cannot believe that. I think he killed up to 300 children, little boys, and he's being released next year. That's disgusting. Wow. And how old will he be? He'll only be 64. He could easily do this again. That's so bad. I can't believe that. Okay, I'm going to write him down. Yeah, we're not writing to him. I'd rather not. I'd rather him. Wow. I've written him on my list of people to research. Ugh. Okay, trying to move on. Which serial killer was known for dismembering and beheading his victims? Son of Sam, BTK, or the Cleveland torso murderer? It says Garavito targeted boys between the ages of 6 to 16 who were either homeless peasants or orphaned. He would approach the young boys either on the crowded streets or alone in the countryside and lure them away by bribing them with small gifts, such as money, candy, odd jobs. He offered easy work for money and even disguised himself as different characters who could be seen as legitimately offering work to the boy, such as a priest, a farmer, a homeless man, a street vendor, a drug dealer, an elderly man, and a gambler. Once he had the trust of the child, he would walk with the boy until they were tired and vulnerable, which made them easy to handle. First, their hands were bound, then he would remove all their clothes and proceed to torture, rape, and sometimes decapitate them. I'm not going to read the rest. Wow. Most corpses showed signs of prolonged torture, and he's being released next year. It's just... Okay, everyone's saying Cleveland. Correct. He killed at least 12 people in the 1930s and was never caught. Oh my gosh, that's scary. Timothy McVeigh killed 168 people because he was mad at the government for what? The Ruby Ridge incident, the Branch Davidian siege, or the Iraq War? No, the answer. Yeah, exactly. Kango Blue, the worst type of predator, one that hurts kids. And to be 64 and released, that's just... I don't know how they can do that. He'll probably be killed, right? The public won't want him out. Apparently he's segregated from everyone else because he knows that as soon as he is in the presence of other inmates, they'll kill him. He wouldn't, I don't think he would fare any different on the outside world. So Timothy McVeigh killed 168 people because he was mad at the government for what? The Ruby Ridge incident, the Branch Davidian siege, or the Iraq War? Got Iraq, Ruby Ridge, the Iraq War, Branch Davidian, no idea. Branch or Ruby? Amy thinks Branch. Yeah, so Lady Pegasus, we're only on to the next question. Timothy McVeigh killed 168 people because he's mad at the government for what? The Ruby Ridge incident, the Branch Davidian siege, or the Iraq War? So let's do Ruby Ridge. That was the Branch Davidian siege. 19 children were killed by the bomb set off in Oklahoma City. The Branch Davidian siege is actually really interesting. I watched a documentary on it. That would be something fun, very interesting to cover, because I think the government and police actually learnt a lot about that. I can't remember what the documentary is called. If I can think of it, I'll put it in the comments when the stream ends. The Branch Davidians is like a type of cult. Which Wild West figure worked as an authority figure until being linked to more than 17 murders? Frank Dalton, Tom Horn, or Bat Masterton. I don't know anything about the Wild West. So which Wild West figure worked as an authority figure until being linked to more than 17 murders? Frank Dalton, Tom Horn, or Bat Masterton? I've got no clue. I'd have to guess. Yeah, Kangaboo, like a culty sect. It was it's very interesting. I can't think of the documentary. It's the Waco siege, for those that don't know about the Branch Davidians. There's a mini series called Waco about it. Okay, so what kind of name is Bat though? I know. Bit triggering to use the word Bat right now. Maybe we should put Bat in just let's put Bat in. Wrong. Tom Horn. Stripped of his bounty hunter badge, he became a hired mercenary and kept killing. Ooh, interesting. How did mobster John Gotti die? Stabbed in the back, in prison, in a hail of police gunfire. I don't know anything about mobsters, so I can't answer. You're back. Welcome back. We just learnt that a man was named Bat. It's a bit triggering right now, so we're moving right along. How did mobster John Gotti die? Stabbed in the back, in prison, in a hail of police gunfire. It could be any three of them, but I don't know because I really don't know anything about mobsters. Ganga Blue says, fun fact, people with type A blood are most susceptible to the virus, type O at least. Interesting. I don't know what my blood type is. I should probably know that because I'm chronically ill. So we've got 3 saying in prison, stabbed in the back. Body was shot in the face on a couch. Maybe that could be in a hail of police gun. Maybe they came in. I honestly don't know. What do we think? Most people said prison, so should we put in prison? Correct. His flamboyant and infamous career came to a boring end. Ooh. Brutal. Okay, Bugsy Siegel got his nickname because of what characteristic? He had bug eyes. He went into murderous rages. He looked like Bugs Bunny. I don't know. I'm going to say he had bug eyes, maybe. Hey, Clara. I should probably find out what blood type I am. Yeah, Jazzy Jet said he was killed in prison. I don't know about Bugsy Siegel. I don't know who that is. What do we think? Did he get his nickname because he had bug eyes, he went into murderous rages, or he looked like Bugs Bunny? Personally, I'm going with the eyes. Ivor and GK are going eyes as well. Got 2 more for bug eyes. Looks like the eyes have it. Let's see. Wrong. Oh, okay. He went into murderous rages. How does that make you Bugsy? People who use the nickname in his presence risked their lives. Okay. Oh, Janice, I'm sorry to hear. Make sure you keep hydrated as much as you possibly can. Alright. Here's a heavy hitter. How many children committed suicide at the People's Temple in an act led by Jim Jones? I actually don't like even having inverted commas committed suicide. Firstly, you don't say that anymore. It's completed suicide. But he murdered those people. They didn't. A lot of them were forced to drink the stuff. It wasn't Kool-Aid either. So was it how many children at the People's Temple committed suicide? 93, 128, or 303? Yeah, I don't get the Bugsy thing either. That was a really disappointing one. Ivor says he went into murderous rages because people laughed at his eyes. Honestly, I don't think they committed suicide at all. A lot of them were forced to drink. Wasn't Kool-Aid, everyone uses that, but what's Flavor-Aid, I think they called it? But a lot of them were forced to drink it. Jazzy J, apparently, what did Anger Blue said that People with type A blood are most susceptible to the virus and type O least. So most are saying, well, we've got a couple for 128 and then others for 303. Let's do 303 because that was the more popular one. Correct. 909 people died following the cult leader. A lot of them were forced to drink it. Oh, here's another heavy hitter question. Which serial killer sent complex coded messages to the media? Was it Metal Fang? Our beloved Metal Fang. Green River Killer or the Zodiac Killer? This one's quite easy. Hey, Faithful One, how are you? Welcome into our true crime trivia. Something a little different. Get away from talking about... We're trying to get away from Paris, but we've discovered a man named Bat included in all of this. So which serial killer sent complex coded messages? This one's incredibly easy. We've learned about some really interesting cases that I didn't know about, including this Metal Fang character. I learned about the lipstick killer, the trash bag killer, the giggling granny. Everyone's saying Zodiac. Yeah, the Zodiac killer. He was never apprehended and no one knows his identity. I'm going to say in the next 2 to 5 years, if they don't work it out through the genetic testing, then it's never going to be solved. Okay, let's go down. He was convicted of 48 murders, but how did the Green River Killer confess to? How many did the Green River Killer confess to? Around 60, around 70, around 100. Yeah, that one's too easy. So the Green River Killer is Gary Ridgway, right? He's one of the... Oh, never mind. I'm not going to say that. We should talk about Zodiac. We talked about in one of the recent streams about the other cases that were linked to that. The horoscope murders. So we've got 100. We've got one saying 60, one saying 71. Hey Charlie, how are you? I don't know. The Green River Killer. Let me see. I'm not sure. Yeah. 1980s, 1990s. He killed many teenage girls and women in the state of Washington. I didn't know it was in Washington. Yeah, most were sex workers. Okay, so what are we going to put in there? We've got conflicting answers. Most are saying 100 though. How many have we got for 100? 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll put 100 in, but that's not the answer. Oh no, it is? That's not what it says here. Oh, how many he confessed to? So he confessed to around 100, but he was convicted of 49. That's what they... Why do they all do that? They all confess to more than they do. Guess it's that raging narcissist tendency. Yeah, they always try to beef up their numbers. Oh, okay. I don't know anything about this. And okay, which famous gangster earned the nickname Jackrabbit? Ugh. I don't like that. John Dillinger, Lester Gillis, or Charlie Luciano? It says here, and that question was wrong actually, because it says here that he was convicted of 49 and confessed to 71, like people were saying in chat, like Lady Pegasus said. So that question was wrong. There's been a couple of wrong things on this quiz. He's still alive. Did we put him down to write to? Hang on, let's go and have a look at our list. I think the next person we're going to be writing to, by the way, is what's his face? Scott Peterson. That's what won the poll. I don't think we have Gary Ridgway down. We don't have Gary Ridgway down. I can't believe it. Well, that's exciting. Okay, he's down on the list. Okay. Oh no, just a fifth person in New South Wales has died of the coronavirus. "86-year-old man. People in their 30s account for the highest proportion of cases. Great for me. Okay. I don't know the answer to this one. Put Gaza down. Lester Gillis. Luciano. I don't think we really care about this one. Wrong. John Dillinger. Daring escape were one of his trademarks. See, when I think of Jackrabbit, I don't think of that. I think of something else. Before she was executed, what were Eileen Pittman's last words? "They deserved it. I'll be back. Thank goodness it's over." Who the hell is Eileen Pittman? I know who Eileen Warnos is, but I've never heard of Eileen Pittman. Interesting. It is Eileen. I didn't know this. That was her last name, was actually Pittman. This is Eileen Warnos. Okay, Iva. What were her last words before she was executed? "They deserved it. I'll be back. Thank goodness it's over." She's one that I really want to do a true crime spotlight on. What did she do? She killed, I think it was 7 men. She shot 7-ish men to death. Let me just double check the numbers. She claimed that they raped her. Oh, 6. There was 7. Yeah, she shot 7 men. There was 6 death sentences handed to her. So everyone's saying, "I'll be back." That is correct. She said something like, "I'll be back. Just like Independence Day style," or something like that. She was so mentally ill the day leading up to her execution. I didn't support her execution at all. Okay, we got 77%. You're a true expert. Got 23 correct out of 30. You score better than 91% of quiz takers. Well, I kind of cheated because I had all of you guys, but the average score is 57, so we did pretty well. Oh, Iva, sorry. Well, you're just in and out, so I thought, oh, she's maybe popping out again. But yeah, Eileen Warnos. I didn't know Pittman. Or maybe I did. I do want to read her book. She wrote a book. I definitely would have written to her, Zoe, for sure. So with the letters, for those that don't know, we're currently writing letters to convicted killers. We're not doing it because we admire them or anything like that. We're doing it because we want to try and befriend them and then find out why their crimes happened and see if we can work anything out from them. It's more because people that are interested in true crime, we do tend to sort of be fascinated by the why of it. So we just finished a letter to Luca Magnotta. I'm going out tomorrow, so I will be finally picking up my PO box keys and then sending a whole bunch of letters off. The next stream won't be tomorrow, but the day after, and I think unless something comes up in the true crime world, we'll be writing our letter to Scott Peterson. So definitely do some research if you don't know anything about his crime, so that we can best work out how to write to him. I think that sort of have to write to these type of people differently to each one. Am I going to write to Martin Bryant? I have decided not to write to any Australian criminals, not necessarily because of them, but more so because of their family members. I just don't know whether it's safe to do that, so I'm writing to mostly Americans. We do have some Canadian and British killers on the list as well, but we're having a harder time finding their addresses. The list is actually in our Facebook group, All Things True Crime. I don't know whether Streamlabs has been working. Check. Working. Remember, I do want to do a video dedicated to what happened at Port Arthur though. Sure. My thing's just taking forever to load up. I mean, I did really want to write to people like Catherine Knight, but I just don't think I don't know whether it's safe. I'm not sure. Seeing if Streamlabs is... Yeah, it is. So if you want to know the list of who we're writing to, you can check out past streams about it. I'm going to set up a playlist actually after I'm off, and you can also join the Facebook group. In a file, we actually have the list of who we're writing to. I've written out, I think, about 10 letters. After I get off this live, I'm going to pop something on to watch and then write some more out. So I'm going to send a whole bunch off tomorrow, and I'll let you know whose letters I send tomorrow as well in our next stream. So very excited for that. That's going to be interesting to see who we get responses from. Yeah, so I won't be on tomorrow though, but the day after I will be back. So I hope everyone enjoyed our little distraction from what's going on in the world. Yeah, she is too close to home. She didn't live too far. Yeah, that's yeah. So thank you so much for joining in. Don't forget to like the video, and if you're new here, please subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye guys.